Hi all, it's that time of the week again where we step into the Groan Zone, episode 23 coming at you this week. It is upon us, and it's thanks to you lot in the world that the show is where it is, as we are going forwards and forwards to 400 downloads. That's the next target. Come on, push to 400. Come on guys, push to 400. I feel heaps better than I did in last week's show, and I'm raring to go, so let's crack on. What have you got coming to you this week? We have my 3 groans, the £5 countdown, and oh, unlucky and 0 of the week. And of course, we have one of your own groaning in via the audience groan. Speaking of the audience groan, if you have a groan you want to share, a 0 of the week nomination, or an oh, unlucky nomination, you can send it in to the show in a number of ways. You can find the Groan Zone on Discord on the Groan Zone podcast, via Facebook groups under the Groan Zone podcast. You can send me a direct message to Mr. E. Groaner on Facebook Messenger. Lastly, you can email in to thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. Onwards now with my groans, and we'll go from there. Groan number 1. A toilet built for a mouse. I went to an Indian buffet restaurant recently, and whilst the food was exceptionally brilliant, I couldn't fault it if I tried, I did have a strange experience. I went to the toilet, and for some strange reason, in that busy of a restaurant, there were 3 urinals, that's good, but only one had a cubicle, only one toilet cubicle. Even the worst pub in the land has more than one toilet cubicle usually. In the gents, that is. Not to mention, being a bigger guy, I had to suck in my chest and my stomach to get into the bloody thing. One more cubicle and they'd be absolutely faultless. Groan number 2. Car parks. Now, this isn't a pop at spacing or how people park, more like how strange multi-storey car parks are. Parked on a level with a multi-storey car park, but then had to go down many levels to actually access a ticket machine. Why put the machine elsewhere, not on the same level as where you're parked? Just baffles me. It would be much simpler. Also, why not keep the ticket machine simple instead of making them so complex to the point where you need a degree before you can use it? I swear, the one in this car park was what I imagine like having a job interview for a job where you know nothing about the job you're going for. There were so many buttons, so many functions. Last time I used the car parking machine, it was money in, ticket out. Simple as that. How about going back and keeping it that simple? Groan 3. Pointless spicy food. Now, this is something I will never ever understand. I don't care if you're a chili head, a spice head, or whatever. I don't mind a little to some heat, but what is the point in something like a vindaloo? When I eat, I actually want to taste my food, not just have my head blown off by one constant flavour. I may have grown about this before, I can't remember, because I'm getting old. But now, someone supports me on that. Thank you very much, audience member. Now I've groaned, your chance will come later in the show, but now we'll move on to the £5 countdown this week. Everybody ready to listen along live? Let me hear you. Yep, sounds like they're all ready. Here we go. Someone's typed, woo! Okay, I'm going to leave that in. That's getting left in right there. Clue number 5. I come from many animals and have many varieties. Just wait for the answers to pop in. Get giblets. Okay, someone said giblets. Okay. Any more answers? Meat? It's a good guess. It's a good get. Food. Okay, good guess. Clue number 4. You can have me in many ways when you are preparing me. I second meat. Okay. Clue number 3. There are many restaurants dedicated to me. It's a hard one this week. I can't keep it simple all the time. Someone's wrote barbecue. Okay, that's a good guess. Good guess. Clue number 2. You weigh me in ounces before cooking. Just waiting on those answers popping in. Good guess. Good guess. Just to refresh you, even if you do get it, I'm not going to tell you. So it's up to you to stick with the answer or advance your answer. Okay. And clue number 1. I am part of a mixed grill in some places, but I am also great on my own. Okay. Someone said steak, good guess. Alright. Okay, someone's wrote chicken, another good guess. And meat patty. Okay. Stick with the answers. Those that are listening along after the recording, pause at your leisure, have a bit of think. But remember, if you have your answer and it's right on, say, for example, 5 points, you change it and it's wrong on 4 points, you don't get 5 points. You'd have to go back to your original answer before you get the other points. Alright? We'll come back later for the answer. Now, let's move on to unlucky. And this week's unlucky person is Dario Synagoga. I may have butchered his name or not, I am not sure. If I have, please don't storm my head in with a fist. So he's an MMA fighter who thought he'd try a fake glove touch at the start of a fight. It didn't go to plan, as it never does, and he was floored but got back up. However, 11 seconds into round 1 and the ref called time to the round. So this dumb course of action caused him to lose his undefeated streak. He's now 6-1 in losses. 6 wins, 1 loss. Unlucky! Don't do that again. Now then, we'll let one of your own, my dear groaners, one of you can vent your spleen at me with the audience groan. However, I have to read it out for you, of course. This week's verbal audience groan comes in from Toni D of Northumberland, and she groans, "Why is it that I've lived at my address for flipping years, yet I still get mail for people who clearly have not lived here for years? Even when you send a letter back stating the original owners of the property have moved on, they keep sending them. Please, just stop sending me letters for people that don't live here." Great groan, Tony. And I've had this happen years after me and my family moved into our house originally. And it still happens to this day. And that was, you're talking, what, 30 or so years ago? I dare say it happens to loads of people. If only the mail office was up to date just a little bit more. Anyway, let's move on to zero of the week. And this one this week, it's Lloyd's, NatWest, and others who are closing more bank branches to the public on the high street and elsewhere. What is this burning need to A, put more people out of work in a currently crap job market, and 2, what the hell are we supposed to do with money deposits? I get we are in a digital age, but come on, not everyone is tech savvy. Cash still exists. Last time I checked, used to have some in my pocket. So leave at least some branches open and town central banks open. It's so stupid that I bet the higher ups are secure. That nails down our zero of the week this week. I'm sure this has came up in a previous episode as well, but it popped up on my newsfeed, so I thought I'd have a bit of a rant about it. But just before we round the show off, the answer to the £5 countdown this week is a steak. So take note of where you said steak. That is where you get your points at. On that meaty tidbit, we end the show for another week. You all keep groaning and send them in, and don't be shy to leave your feedback on the episodes and the whole show on the whole via Facebook, etc. Take care everyone, and I'll see you for episode 24 next week. Bye bye.